Hello, Red Hornet back. I have made, yet again, another base design. This time it's only solo duos. First, come over here, I'll show you the top-down layout actually. In the top right, on the right hand side, you can see the entire cost, including all deployables in the base. It's a simple design in the core, like most of our other bases. The inside is very different. Simple honeycomb, and then this bit's a bit special, but not super important. Come in here through an airlock, and then through here, you have a mixing table for making heals or buffs, as well as making explosives and gunpowder cheaper. You got a little bit of storage here, because you can't fit a large box. You come over here, you can fit a large box, but I personally don't like to, because it means you have to crouch jump through there. So I put two small boxes. So here we have an armored door, and this needs to be stoned to be equal to the amount of the armored door, unless you're putting a trap for the door. Then you want to have this higher than stone. Never have it lower than stone. In here we've got two furnaces, one sleeping bag. You may fit another sleeping bag here if you want to have duo instead of solo. I'll probably use this as my solo design. So, two furnaces, two small boxes, a tier 3, a drop box. This is important to be sheet metal, that makes a big difference in raid cost. You got a campfire, you got a large box, you got some usable honeycomb with 3 furnaces in it. Over here you have 4 boxes and 2 of these drop boxes. Yeah, I got that right. You got some lamps for storage for low grade. And then over here, this part's the special part of the space design. This is what makes it hard. Now the reason we don't have, say, something like this, is because we can access this, yes, but then you won't be able to access the other one easily, or you'll just be fitting like a single box and you have to annoyingly crouch jump every time you want to go somewhere. So if you really need the storage, you can definitely put a box on here like this. If I can get that. There we go. Definitely fit a box there, and a small box here. And you can still access the back ones. But the important part is just to still be able to access this. You can't fit anything in here. And then the special part of this right here. Now, the best part about this design, this little bit here, is if you put this here, the TC is basically invisible. It's right through there, and you can't open it. So you grab out your hammer, you look through there, and you just pick up. And that will pick up the item frame, and then you can open TC from through here. Through this gap here, you can access the TC. So it's an almost completely hidden TC if you have both of those in place. Unless they're paying attention to this wall and that there's nothing there. And if you rotate that wall, they might think it's just trying to protect the inside, because it's the hard side's facing the wrong way. And if it's high qual, which it should be, no one's gonna soft side pick it. Yeah, you got like a tiny little pixel. If you're struggling to access this, you just look straight in the corner, you move straight forward, and then you look either at the corner here or in that little gap. And if you look through here, you can place a window, which I just did. So there you go. And you can place another one here. And another one here. As well as the garage door being there, which is open. And that's the base design from the inside. Now, I'm going to show you the two different raid cost methods. Click on raid counter, and this will show you the raid. So here we go. Okay, now that we've blown through that, you get almost everything in the base, except TC, which is the best part. Now, what a raider, if they're smart enough, will do, is they will get over here and they'll blow through this. Most smart raiders will blow through the entire thing, which is the worst way to get TC. Okay, that's TC gone. Now anyone can build or seal, as they shot a rocket through there. That's 19 to the roof. Plus however many you want to destroy that. There's 23 for the whole base. Now you can, because you have TC access, they can pick up this and get that, they can pick up this and they can get that. Now if you want to store, if you're storing the best of your loot in TC, which I very much recommend, it's an extra rocket, depending on how they raid, because there is a bit of random RNG luck in playing this, because sometimes rockets will be a tiny bit to the left and they'll do extra splash damage onto the roof. So I've found this base will be from like 22 to 25 rockets, pretty consistent, if they're going through top, which is the most effective way to splash raid this, through walls. So we reload this, and we reset the counter, and I'll show you through doors. Now here, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just raid straight through the doors until you reach this part, and then you have two options. You can either splash this wall here and this bit here, or you can splash both of them. Now, me knowing this design, I would go for these two, but let's assume they take the longer route, which is here. No, it's easier to calculate up and down. Let's assume they've seen the video and they're going for this one. That's, you just blow enough to get through here. And then you notice that. And then you go 1. That, I don't know why, but that seems to take like an extra rocket, which is always a nice thing. And see the, now, it's a lot easier to see because it doesn't have the embrasure on here, but TC is right there, and they can either exploit ammo straight in here, which is the cheapest way to break through this. Or they can try and get this to work, where they which did a little bit of damage. Now they just blew TC. Now they can seal base, which is pretty simple to seal. That's the base sealed. Now once again they have two options to get through the main loop. Still no gap, except the front door. Now, depending on the person, they could either send a rocket or they'd exploit. I'm going to exploit, because that was less than a rocket. And then they have TC elite. So this is about 5 or so rockets more expensive to go through the door path, which I'd say that most people with a base like this would go through door path, because they wouldn't expect something like a 30 rocket raid for all loot. But it's how the cookie crumbles. Depends on how well you pissed off and how well you pissed them off. Oh, that's a bit of lag. Okay. And now I'm going to go show you the build design, the staging of it, and where you should be placing boxes and how to place them. Okay, when building this base, first you want to place a triangle, triangle, and then depending on how many resources you have starting, a square. And in this triangle, you want to place this full stone as quickly as possible. You want to get TC, and you want to place it like this. Then you place a full square like this, and then you place a door and leave it wood. This door must be wood, because if you come over here and you grab an ice pick later on in the game, you can easily pick it out, and then you can replace it when it is needed to the correct part, instead of having to blow through an entire thing. Now in here, while you're still starting off, you'll want to place, maybe if you're solo, 1 bag, if you're not, 2 bags. You can place a furnace and a couple boxes haphazardly. Doesn't need to be in any order. And we'll leave this how it is for the meantime. We want to come out, place triangle, triangle, wall, all of this to stone. Then we go square. And in here you want to go wall frame and place 1, 2, 3 furnaces and place that there. And this entire part's sealed. You won't change this ever. And then you place the roof. You place this door here. You do upgrade that to stone. Make it open outwards. And at this point, you still don't have much of an airlock, unless you're using a door here. Then you have a kind of airlock. It just doesn't work effectively as one. So now we'll quickly close this, and we'll run the airlock. Now, this full copy here of just the simple base is only 2k wood, 7.5k stone, and 600 metal. Let me just click on that. Yeah, and just 600 metal, not including the furnaces that you may or may not have. So as we're coming through here, you can get rid of that. First of all, you'll want to leave this open, but for the time being, you place that there, and you pick up that. I'm assuming by now, if you're at this stage, you have enough resources. You will pick out this doorway and place a frame. I'd recommend placing it from the other side because I hate frames. You will place a large box right here, campfire here, I wish you could place those upside down. That's interesting. You can place them there. Okay. Oh, place that there. And then you do the 4-box room. And if you don't know how to place these boxes correctly, I'd recommend going on to Evil Worst Challenge. He explains it very well. I'll leave a link down in the description if I remember. There we go. You want to leave this open until you can afford to place an embrasure. You don't need to, but I'd like to place that first, just so I don't have to worry about it. You place 1 and 2, as close as you can fit them together. Now at this point, things start getting a bit tricky, because you can't upgrade that anymore. You can't upgrade this little bit right here. Now if you're on this server, you can just do that, but that's not how it normally works. So before you place this, you're going to want to leave it open, and leave it open for as long as you can. You come in here, and then you place armor. Then you place this here. And you put that there. Now the reason we upgrade this to armored and nothing else is because this you can upgrade here. You can upgrade this, and you can upgrade this. But you cannot upgrade this side from anywhere. I hope that explains it well enough. We come into here, you get a garage door. And you might have to place the garage door without that box there. Get the box and put it back down. We get the tier 3, or whatever tier workbench you have. You place it as far to the left as you can. You go place the furnace as close to the tier 3 as you can. And that should leave you with just enough room to place another one. Place 1 or 2 sleeping bags, depending on your group size. Oh, why is it not letting me place it? There it is. Oh, you can fit another one there. Which means you should be able to fit a small box, maybe? Small box there. Campfire there. Now you might have to pick up this furnace to place this box here. And you might have to pick up that one as well. So it might be better to place those first, depending on how much, when you get your tier 3 of course, and how much you really need the furnaces. These furnaces can be a little annoying to place. Might want to just leave it like that if you can't get them to place. And then you place the bag. There we go. Now, if you don't get a mixing table, or you don't want to have a mixing table here, you can place mixing table, or you can place research bench, repair bench. This room, I'm going to leave up to you guys what you want to place in it. Just don't block off your front door, or this door in here. Now, when you're ready, this door will quickly become armored, opening inward still. And that's most of the base design done. You'll want to come in here, you want to upgrade this to sheet. Then you come outside, you go sheet. Get on the roof. You can get on the... I'm just using a quick method. You can get on the roof just by placing that with twig. And you go armored. Don't break that. Don't do that. You get armored. And this is where it gets a bit tricky. You want to start placing honeycomb as soon as you get hit here, so it becomes like the other bases, a sleeper design. You don't think this is going to cost you 30 rockets. 30 rockets later they get in. Built entirely to fool someone. I'd recommend upgrading both of these to sheet, just so the top down raid goes worse, and if you have the high core, upgrade all of them to high core. Which will increase the raid cost exponentially. Come over here. Place this here. Then we do the roof honeycomb, which is just a whole bunch of little bits and bobs. And replacing these walls in the middle, some people don't know, and I didn't know until a little bit recently. You place these here so that you don't do splash damage, you have to break these first. Just for anyone who doesn't understand that. Now, if you have the mixing table in here, there we go. You have the mixing table in here. Let me get some berries. Food. It is very loud. It's literally just finished because it's only a little bit. So if you have a problem with it being loud and you don't want anyone to know when you're mixing, you can place that there and that'll minimize most of the sound. I'm not sure if I'd recommend this or not because I haven't really calculated the difference it will make. But you place this here. It's not like if someone reads through here, it's not going to damage this, and it's not really protecting anything super precious. I just leave it off, and I'd only use these for the sound, or I'd just leave them off and deal with the sound. And that's most of the base design. come over and run through and finish the last little bits. Make sure we got all the roof access parts made. Make sure that's been upgraded to high-wall. Make sure you got all your windows in. If you do want to place this here, little trick would be to place this. Make sure you and that just placed in here. Then you can come inside and you can place that. Now, because this always annoys me, this being here. And there's no real easy way to get it out of it being in there. You can spend an age trying to hook on perfectly to it there, but that's temperamental at best. Extremely temperamental at best. And if you do, you're not going to be able to place the lanterns there, so you can place one here and one there. You can stack them on top of this box. But yeah, if you want to get rid of that, but you can't access it, just remove all wood from your TC, and as long as you have no wood anywhere else, it should be good. Now, we come over here, pick up that, we open the TC. The total cost is 2k stone, 2 stone nodes, so 1.7k stone, 1 metal node, which is 300 metal, and 16 high-wall, which I think is really good for such a small base. That's the entire design, everything from start to finish. And I'll just quickly load. Doesn't look like I missed anything. But here we got 2 bags, 2 boxes in this. Oh, that is what I missed. I missed placing these drop boxes. So you can place them anywhere they'll fit. As long as you don't block off your access to this one. But yeah, just place them anywhere they'll fit for a little bit of extra storage. If you're not desperate for the storage, don't place them. That's pretty self-explanatory. That's the whole base design. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe. Bye.